I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up about these Jacksonville Jaguars and this James Robinson situation. And I had some things to say about it on Twitter for sure. For me, it really boils down to this is not rocket science. When you have a player who is good, who is your best option, who gives you the best chance to be a successful team in whatever, however you want to connotate that, because success right now for the Jaguars is
a high draft pick.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that we could call successful. First down, converting a third down at any kind of high percentage for the Jags would be a win at this point in the season, because scoring points isn't really even like something we do at this point. But there was a lot being made over the situation with James Robinson. And for those who aren't privy, James Robinson fumbled against the Rams, was benched, and did not see the field again until late in the third quarter after the game's already decided. Now, this is a guy who was a rookie last year and had, I believe, I don't know exactly how many yards he had rushing, but he was over 1,000 yards on a team that went 1-15. You had 8,000-yard rusher. There's something to be said about that, because when you're a team that doesn't have that's not a don't have different facets to
they don't have any weapons. They don't have any weapons.
when you don't have versatility and teams can just zone in on one part of your game, if you're a bad team, it's gonna be hard to do anything all season long. And on a team that was 1-15, this guy had over 1,000 yards rushing. He averaged over 4.5 yards a carry. Like, this guy was one of the top backs in the NFL. This is undrafted. This is what you call finding a diamond in the rough.
Yes.
Damn.
Literally. You didn't even have to pay nothing for this cat. He's
right.
undrafted free agent.
No signing bonus, nothing of that. Just
nothing.
Happy to be there.
All performance bonus at the end of the year.
You know what I mean? Have you seen this kid in interviews? He's still wearing his college shit. He ain't getting no bread.
Right.
Hey, he's got a big performance bonus coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That big end of year.
He's gonna get that performance play. I remember when I got mine.
It's gonna be close to $1 million.
Oh yeah. I remember my first year getting mine because I was a starter my second year. That performance bonus in the off season, which is it like balances up your extra pay for how much you were on the field.
Yeah.
And I was a 5th round pick.
Oh shit!
I got like 300,000.
There was a cat.
Nice.
He was the center. I feel like at Minnesota. Maybe was it John Sullivan? But I think he was 7th round or maybe even free agent, and he started like every year for the Vikings. He was getting like $1 million every year. Granted, he was probably making
once he got that extension though, they killed that. He ain't
They're like, you don't need that. Yeah.
Because I know once I got mine, they gave me like 20,000 the next year. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, it's like when you go from hourly to salary. They're like, you don't get that anymore. You don't get that overtime.
When that shit hits, though, God dang.
Hey, when it hit, though, as a second-year player, like, look, man, after my first year, shit, by the time we got the week of training camp, I looked at my damn bank account. I had like $1,200 in that bitch. I was like, oh shit, we need to get to camp now.
I need some game checks.
I need somebody to pay for my shit. So you don't because you don't spend no money in training camp. Once the season starts, you don't spend no money. Like, you really don't. Like, you go through the whole season, you really don't spend nothing. But we say all this to say that as a rookie, as a young player, you're not getting no money. It's not how you're not getting paid like that. Not on and everything is relative. No. So this guy is providing Jacksonville with unbelievable value versus what he actually is cost them. Unbelievable value. A lot of people in Jacksonville have lost any kind of respect and trust for what the Jags are doing right now, because this is a pattern that has continued throughout the season, and on top of it being a pattern of kind of incompetence, they have tried to like throw each other under the buses. And when you have a head coach acting like he doesn't have the power to actually decide who plays, then why are you here?
Wait, what? What did he actually say?
What are you doing here? What is your job here? What do you actually do?
I gotta find this.
And that has been the problem that just shows that the Jags are making the same mistakes It didn't even, I mean, they're making the same mistakes they've been making for fucking the last 6 years. They just aren't a well-run franchise. And, you know, I have a problem with that because, you know, I'm a Jags fan. I was a Jaguar. I am a Jaguar. So that does actually bother me. But we're going to take a look at a couple of video clips here from the press conferences today. And we're going to talk about it.
Like, and this goes back to the offseason, right? Like Shad Khan was like, hey, we need a coach. Let's get that, you know, I heard that Urban Meyer guy is all right. I seen him on TV or something. I've heard of him. Hire him. They didn't know exactly what they were getting into because he's not
like, have you done your research on this guy?
Wait,
he's not a football guy. And the only
do they not have who's the GM?
Trent Baalke.
Why
Remember the old San Fran guy?
Okay, yes. But why he's not Jerry. Why is he trying to make these decisions?
I don't know.
Like,
Because he thinks it's a flashy hire and probably to get the Gainesville crowd. That's my guess.
But I mean, you can't hinge your decision making on the direction of a franchise solely on just like tickets and attention and attraction, because at the end of the day, all of that goes away if the football ain't good.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the only thing that it doesn't matter who the coach is, like you gotta win games. That's the best.
You gotta win.
Draw is winning.
You have to win.
That sexy splash hire lasts for about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, the crazy thing about it to me is that, you know, one thing about the NFL that's different than college is that you can't trick grown men. Like, you can't trick them into believing something that they don't see you actually exhibiting as an individual. And, you know, a lot of head coaches in the NFL, and a lot of players, and Justin, you can back me up if you see the same. A lot of times, the coaches actually understand the concepts of football. They actually understand the game plan fully, and they explain to you where your role is in the game plan while watching film, while looking at statistics. The coaches know football. They literally understand the game. I have yet to hear Urban Meyer speak in specifics about football. He only speaks about general, easily applicable dynamics that everybody knows about football.
Even when he was an analyst, that's all he would say. He would just offer you sound bites, you know?
Yeah, he just speaks about principles and like, bro, everybody knows that. Tell us about the difference in man and zone versus, you know, a 49 front or an odd front. How is the line going to block that different? How are the linebackers going to play in the run game different? What do they do? Tendencies, you know, Baltimore plays a 3-4 different than the Niners play a 3-4.
If there's a guy that is seen as useless, they don't accept dead weight all that often. I feel like the NFL is kind of the same way. If you're viewed as dead weight really quickly, you are going to get snuffed out really quickly. People aren't going to get motivated by it.
It's happening.
Yeah, I mean, look, in the NFL, the thing about the NFL is that, you know, as a coach, you can't delegate because you have to actually know, like, and even on let's even simplify it. You don't even know your roster. You don't know your personnel.
Right.
Like, how do you?
That should be the easy thing. Yeah.
Where do we start?
You
don't know your personnel.
Oh, he's a player?
And you're telling me that you can't go to a running backs coach and be like, okay, he's been out for a series, put his ass back in the game. What are you doing? We need our best running back out there. Like, we are still trying to at least compete or try to or appear like we're trying to.
It makes me wonder if he has some type of inconsistent disciplinary plan where his coaches don't know what they're supposed to do, or that's what he told him. He said, if anybody fumbles, they come out of the game. That's it. Like, and then, you know, I don't know.
It's probably a situation like a Leonard Fournette with Tom Coughlin, where he probably doesn't like him. He doesn't like a habit he's doing in practice or something like that, and wanted to use it to set an example. Yeah, that's what I mean. Set an
exactly
example.
And that's the fucking Jaguars.
And I don't know why you do that, because I mean, James Robinson, they've been misusing him all year, just like the previous administration misused Jalen Ramsey and Yannick Ngakoue and Leonard Fournette. I mean, knowing this team, they probably think Laviska Shenault's a co-ed.
New regime, that's committing the same sins as the one before it. Not even like not respecting the value that their players have, and not like understanding like situationally how to use those players. If you want to send a message, there's many different ways you can send a message to a player about how you want them to perform on the field. There are many different ways to do that. You don't have to. It's not all about benching them.
You can just text the guy.
Right.
Yeah, you shoot them. I mean, they do
Shoot
that.
them a text,
Shit.
put a severed horse head in their bed.
Yeah.
Come up to the principal's office.
Break a glass with a brick and then write a note on it that says, play better or you're done.
Yeah. We're close. We're close to cannon now, just so you know.
Pretty much.
But let's take a look at these two clips real quick. This one's Trevor Lawrence basically being asked about the situation. It's a 40-second clip. Let's listen to what old Trevor
old T-Rev.
T-Law.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes, obviously I'm the one that's out there, see all the pieces moving. I see the whole picture. Bottom line is James is one of our best players, and he's got to be on the field, and we addressed it, and I feel like we're in a good spot, and the whole team we're good, whatever may have happened. I honestly don't even know everything that went into it. I'm playing the game and stuff happens on the sideline with coaching decisions. I don't really get into that, but I know, and I voice my opinion, James is one of our best players and he's got to be in the game. And I think we're all on the same page. So there's no confusion there. So we're going to move forward, but I know James is a hell of a player. So I want him out there.
That's the quarterback.
And I mean, that's the quarterback saying what the quarterback's supposed to say.
Yeah,
and he believes it. I mean, why wouldn't he believe it? I mean, that's like, yeah, I want the best guy out there. Like, that's easy because I mean, I can't do it by myself. We know
somebody help me. Shit.
Yeah, somebody help. Give me reinforcements here. Next video up here. This one I think is, obviously this one is the one I really wanted to get the audience to take a look at. Urban Meyer. When you listen to this, and I've heard part of it before, just kind of full disclosure. This guy is talking out of both sides of his fucking of his ass. Like, what is he talking about? Like if you're saying, okay, just let's watch it, and you guys,
let's watch it and judge.
We watch it.
I gotta see this.
One-on-one, you were with James. What was the conversation following Sunday's game? Because obviously he was disappointed with both, the fact that he had those carries in the first quarter and then doesn't see playing time again until late in the second half.
Yeah, we've had 3 fumbles in the last 25 carries, the running backs. 3 fumbles. And so I don't worry. I guess I don't worry so much about that. I always go to the why. And the why is fundamentally we're not doing the same things that we were early in the year. And we have a very distinct way, and it's great, if you want to go watch a Tennessee game, it's as good as I've seen. It's pad level. We always call this clamp it coming over the ball. We don't do that anymore. So that's stopped. I don't worry about that other stuff. I go right to the film. And here's how to become one of the top 5 backs in the league again. Let's get back to that. And the great conversation was, I can't wait to get back to that. So whatever else is whatever else.
In terms of off the field, personality-wise, you and James, it was a productive one-on-one conversation between you two.
A+. Yeah.
Urban, do they have
Which most of those meetings are A+, regardless what's.
But you had, like you said, you hadn't done a one-on-one with him previously.
Right.
James said in the media this week he felt like he was benched. Did you talk about that part during the meeting?
You bench yourself. If you lay the ball on the ground, you come out for a few plays, and then it's up to the position coach and whoever to put you back in whenever that's time. And that's not James. That's whomever. When the ball goes on the ground, you come back. I almost took Treadwell make a great play Sunday, and he was loose with the ball. Remember that great run he had after the catch and all that? And I almost took him out of the game.
Get the fuck out of here.
By the way,
So
it's just to
program,
refocus,
fucking
reframe
Urban
your
Meyer.
mind, and make sure that the
You can't
sound
tape
bites
a
are
ball to his
buzzing through your head
hand.
as you touch the football.
Why is it that it took most of a half for the guy that you termed as your best option at running back to refocus?
I can't tell you the exact time he went back in. That we had to communicate that better in the sideline, but there's no something behind door number 2 why we kept him out.
Look, man.
My
All
eyes are
that
rolling
stuff.
right in the back of my head.
It's so easy to pick him apart because y'all are 2-14 or whatever, 2-12. It's like, or everything he says is stupid when you're fucking 10 games under 500. Like but it just sounds even dumber when you're 10 games under 500. Like he's not even making, like I've seen coaches make, like Dan Campbell makes sense when he's
you don't
losing.
know what this is called? You don't know what this is called?
The Tiki Barber?
The fucking claw?
Clamp it in there.
Yeah.
You clamp it in? Like,
clamp that shit in there.
He was like trying to think of like what to call it. He's like, you know, we're doing the thing.
Playing the football.
He does have a point. Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? Like, if I'm a coach and I'm already losing, like, we've got to be good fundamentally, right? Like, we've got to not put the ball on the ground. That's a point that he needs to emphasize. Whether he'll ever get a chance to implement that, who knows? Because he's probably fired after this year, or maybe he coaches next year. But I feel like everything you say when you're a loser sounds like a loser. You sound like a loser. If you're a loser.
He sounds like, you ever watch those high school movies with the stereotypical football coach that just speaks in cliche after cliche?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Urban Meyer kind of sounds like. I was just like, oh yeah, we don't have enough oomph in this step, and there's not enough black in the ball. We need to get back to that.
This is how you get to be a top five back in the league. Clamp it in there.
We gotta take it one day at a time. We gotta move 1 yard, and like we gotta do the oomph and the zip and the zap and the zippity doo dah, and then we gotta teleport 5 yards. That's what it sounds like to me.
Do you know who eats that shit up?
Just clamp it in. You're gonna be Derrick Henry.
Do you know who eats up talking like that? How
Only difference between me and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Who eats that up? I don't know.
Kids
Shad
eat
Khan?
that shit up. Yeah. No, little like 20-year-old kids or 18-year-old kids are like, oh my gosh, this guy's won 2 national championships. I should listen to him. Some motherfucker that's making $8 million a year.
Championship pedigree. But the fact of the matter is, to those of us who are part of the initiated, we ain't going for that shit, because again, like I said, he was very general about his answer. And then, okay, you don't know when he went back in the game.
What do you
How? It's 2 days, 3 days removed from the game. You have had a chance to look at the film. You were out there, like they show you personnel groupings, who's in the game. You have all the logistics there to show you when he went back in the game. And it was late in the third quarter. So if he's your starting running back and he fumbled and you pull him for a few plays, fine. That's how you do it anyway. You pull him for a couple plays, you put him back in.
Uche, though. If
Carlos Hyde blew a fucking ball all over the turf himself and didn't go anywhere.
Would you be shitting on Urban if this team was 10-2?
If this team was 10-2, they wouldn't be doing the things that they're doing right now, so I wouldn't have a reason to shit on them.
Would you shit on them if they were
saying?
What would be an acceptable record for him to be able to get away with dumb shit like this? 6-6?
No. This is the thing. When you do this kind of dumb shit, the only thing it leads to is 2-11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's great to buy yourself some latitude, but like Uche said, the type of teams that do these things tend to be 2 in whatever. You know, 1 in whatever.
2 in the rest of your games.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at Dan Campbell for being 1-10-1, but he's made some bad in-game decisions that have led to his team losing. Some really bad ones.
And as much as those losses hurt them, because there were games that there are probably 3 more games in there they should have won.
Yeah.
Had they been more aware of their situation. I mean, we almost watched them fuck off the win. They almost fucked off the win.
Yeah. They had to pull that one out of their ass.
So there's an example of franchises who have people at the helm who don't know what they're doing. And Dan Campbell knows more than fucking Urban Meyer. And I mean, he knows more. He understands the game. He just is not very good yet at being able to,
This team is also trash.
And he doesn't have, and his roster is what it is. But I mean, look, man, the Jags have beat in their what, 2 wins? They have a quality win in there.
Yeah, they do.
A real quality win. So there is talent on that team that you can at least get 4 to 5 wins with. If you do things right, if you understand how to set your players up and put them in the right position.
And that's
this
why
guy
he was
does not
there.
understand football. And they brought him here, but they brought him to Jacks because they believed in the bullshit.
Yeah. They were bamboozled.
Yeah.
Hoodwinked.
They've been had.
Led astray.